is Dave Wood, and you know I'm not as physically attractive as William Wood. God forbid. I mean that would be impossible. But by the way, I love Will Wood. I just want to say that on camera, confirm that. I know I'm not the only one who thinks that, but having him here and the stuff he's been teaching, reprogrammed my brain a little bit about some of the stuff that I got going on inside my own head, been super handy. Anybody who's out there, throw that into chat, a little bit of love for William Wood. I think that'd be awesome. And overall, woo! Just, yeah, give me a woo! Got a couple woos, early morning woos, but anyways, we did want to get started. So right now the video guys are going to play a couple videos. So you guys, today is going to be a very, very dense day of content, and you know, things that you guys can learn from and also enjoy. So make sure you're taking notes today. Make sure that your head's in a really, really good space. I mean, if you want to do that dog shake off thing that Will taught us how to do, go ahead and do that. Right now we're going to roll a few videos, and we just wanted to welcome you guys as well. We know you guys are sitting out there. You're sitting out there right now, you know, in your living rooms, kind of watching us watch, you know. So ultimately, we love you. We're glad that you're here, and we're going to get rolling here shortly with some live video, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, everybody.
I'm gathered here today before an army of diamonds. As I look out into the crowd today, I don't see ordinary human beings. I do not see normal people. I see people that are super normal. I see people that have powers. I see people that can conquer the world. I see people that can accomplish things nobody in the world can do. Because I am a diamond maker. That's it. Empower Network will be in every nation in the world. We will stretch to the ends of the earth. There will be people in every nation. There will be events in every tongue. There will be people that never earned $1 in their life who join Empower Network and they claim their $1 million ring. And I'm standing before this crowd as we lift our hands in the air and we imagine ourselves together, being there together as this room expands over the nations of Europe, as this expands over the nations of the world. I am David Wood! I crush obstacles with my fists! I break through walls and barriers! I don't take excuses from another human being! And I don't take excuses from myself! Because I'm a warrior! I'm a fighter! I fight through obstacles in life! I'm going to be an example of the poor people in the world! I will feed 1 million children a day! There will be people in the world who get involved in this, and they've never dreamed in their life, and their dream will come alive again. It will be filled with light and power. Their hearts will be changed. And I'm filled with the Spirit. And as I speak, my energy expands over Portugal. It goes into your heart, and your heart begins to change. Because I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do this. You can become great. You can do anything that I've ever done. Know that.
I grew up in Alaska, and occasionally, like, a wild bear would come and it would rumble. It would, like, come into town and start digging through trash and stuff like that. Well, I heard this first time from Ole Amway guy, and I'm just going to repeat the story and share it as I learned it, right? So there's a bear in a cage that just got captured out of the wild and got brought into a zoo. And if you've ever seen a wild animal versus animal that is in a zoo for a long time, they look totally different. And it looks actually the difference between an entrepreneur that's been living free for a long time or a child, right? They kind of look the same. But it looks like the difference between that and somebody who works in a cubicle. Okay, if you look at the eyes of somebody that's worked in a cubicle for 20 years, in the eyes of somebody who's an entrepreneur, their eyes look totally and completely different. One of them's glazed over, one of them's got fire in them. You know what I mean? You look at a kid, you look in their eyes, they got fire in them, right? You look at an entrepreneur, they got fire in them. Somebody who's got a dream for the future, they've got fire in their eyes. So this bear's got this fire in his eyes from the wild, right? And they put him in a cage, and the bear just goes crazy, beating the metal, you know what I mean, scratching at people walking by, growling at everybody. I mean, it's real scary. You got a giant grizzly bear really being mean. right? But what happens after a while is every day at 10 o'clock, they bring a little pile of meat and kind of scooch it next to the cage, and the bear grabs it violently and grabs it in and starts eating it. And what happens after a while is the bear realizes beating my head against this cage doesn't really get me out, right? Beating my paws against it doesn't get me out. So it's impatient and mad, but it can't do anything. So it just kind of paces back and forth, dissatisfied like this, walking back and forth, waiting to the next meet, and then goes over, grabs it, but a little less violent. But 3 months goes by, the antsy pacing back and forth turns into giving up, right? And that's when the glaze kicks in. 5 years into a job, 10 years into a job you hate, not doing anything about it, the glaze starts going over your eyes, and you look now like somebody living in the Matrix, right? And so in anyways, what happens is 6 months goes by, and the bear just stops walking around, just lays on the floor all day in a 10-foot by 10-foot cage, waits till 10 o'clock, kind of gradually gets up, walks over, grabs the meat, pulls it in, and eats it, goes and sits back down and lays there all day, right? Very different than the bear that came out of the wild. So one day, a zookeeper comes in, and he looks at the bear, and he says, that bear doesn't do anything anymore. Why don't we just take the cage off, right? And somebody's there who worked before, and he says, oh no, that thing's crazy. That thing's wild. That thing will kill you. You take that cage off the bear. Don't do that, right? So the zookeeper says, no, I think it's fine. Let's see what happens. So the guy who's been there for a while, he hides behind the corner, you know, and the zookeeper goes and he takes the cage off the bear, and the bear just sits there. And so then here's what he does. He takes a big pile of meat, walks up, and rather than putting it right next where the cage used to be, he puts it about 7 feet out, just past reach. And the bear walks up to where the edge of the cage used to be, waits, and just sits there. Because even though the cage is removed, it's still there in his mind. See, a lot of you have been living in a cage your whole life. Society's beating you up, your parents beating you up, you tried something, you quit, you tried something, you quit, your spouse beat you up, you got divorced, you got a new one, right? And you're sitting there and you're holding on to all this stuff in the past, hard-hearted, blocking everybody out, blocking the ability of a mentor to come into your heart and say, hey, here's how to do it out, right? And you're standing there, and now here's what I'm doing, is I just lifted the cage off. I've just told you what's going to happen this year, and I'm standing just outside of it with a big pile of gold and silver, and I'm saying, come on, dude. Now, some of you, here's the funny thing, you're just going to stand there like this. But you know who I'm talking to on the webinar right now? I'm talking to the people that say, fuck the cage, I'm in.
Okay, awesome. Are you guys ready for an amazing day? Woo! Wasn't yesterday amazing? Wow. Yeah, like way over the top, right? We're going to start with a little bit of singing. Giv said the commission stream, so no, we're not going to do that. So let's go ahead and go ahead and get started. We're going to set intentions for the day. If you've been around a couple of days, you've done this before. So pull out something to write on and think, what is it that I want from today? What's the energy that I'm going to bring to the room, and what do I want to learn? So if you guys want to pull out a piece of paper, go ahead and write that down, and then we'll need a couple of mics here in a minute that we can run around the room. I want about 5 people to share what their intentions are for the day. And if we could get the guys in the back to quiet down just a little bit, that'd be awesome. Just thinking about my live stream folks, I don't know how much of that comes through. So if they need to talk, they can go all the way back out into the back or out by the pool or something like that. So intentions for today. Make eye contact with me when you're done. If you're at home, post something here in our live stream. If we get a live stream view just so we can see what the folks at home are intending for the day, that'd be awesome. And you guys are literally in the room with us right now. We got leaders looking at you, and we feel your energy. We feel your energy. So thanks. Yeah. See? Okay. All right. Find 3 people. Let's get some mics, and camera will follow. Let's just follow one mic around and get a couple people. But share with 3 people. Here's my intention for today. What's your intention for today? Go ahead. Let's share.
Intention hasn't changed a lot, but it's evolved. So my first intention was to walk away here with incredible clarity about how to lead, what to do, how to bring the new person and the guy that's been struggling for a while to the next level, and how to increase everybody's level one gauge maybe for the next 3 months until the next event, and then do the same thing again. If we do that, I believe we're successful, right? Just evolution, and get him one step. So my intent today is to absolutely solidify the breakthroughs I've had and what I've learned, and I want to walk away from here with an energy that I can better do what Dave does by getting up in front of everybody, having 12 steps to a video, walking into that with intention and purpose, and walking away leaving the person that's watching my video their questions answered and me giving a solution, and the only thing they have left to do is push the button.
Right.
That's it. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know about that, man, because can I do any better? Now my voice is kind of raspy here, guys. Obviously, those who know me, I party late at night. We night owls. We talk and mastermind, and that's really what you don't see when the live stream's not on. Is the number of conversations, the bonding, the joint ventures. It's really very hard to describe the energy when you're around other champions, other eagles that are soaring, and we're learning. You don't want to go to sleep because you want to talk to them. You want to find out what they're doing, how they're doing it, how can you improve your processes. And the reason we all do this, I believe, I can speak for everyone, is that we all care about you. We care about the brand new person. We care about the person that's struggling. Yes, obviously it's going to benefit us, because if the team's growing, then we're going to benefit, right? We're going to make more money. But it only happens when we can help you. It only happens when we can build that team build the formula, right? And so I think my intention is exactly like Rob said. It's been that I really, really, I had several breakthroughs. The viral sustainability, the process that Will took me through, about the energies, and I want to be able to take that and go back and transfer that to everyone in the team, and not just my team, but everyone in the community. So
the way it happened with us, where you were up there and I started crying back here.
Right, and I'm trying to capture that energy, and I'm going I want to make sure I can bring that home and then sustain it for 3 months. Right now, right? Exactly. So guys, without rambling on too much, I think that is it. That's the intention, and obviously the technical knowledge and the how-tos and all that stuff. So we'll be taking copious notes, and then for you guys, if you're on any of our teams or any of the other leaders' teams, I want to make sure that you take action. Don't just watch. Take action. Send a message to your sponsor. Send a message to the next active upline and say, hey, I saw you on the live stream. Can you please spend some time with me and share some of that knowledge and what you learned at the event? Because I want to be at the next event with you. So I challenge all of you who are watching the live stream to do that. Start planning now. Start budgeting for the next event. It's going to happen every 3 months. We do it 4 times a year, right? End of January, end of April, end of July, end of October. Now, they may change that. It's not set in stone, but plan for that. All right, guys? So that's my homework for you guys. I love you. I appreciate all of you. Rob here, and we've got Leo. So there you go, buddy.
How can I top that? I don't know.
All right, just about one more minute.
My intention is I want to emphasize on all the breakthroughs I've had throughout the weekend. But especially
Good morning.
today,
How you doing?
just a few
Doing
minutes
awesome,
ago, I
man.
was sharing here
Yeah.
with Desmond that I just passed my $100,000
I did. I
mark.
feel good. I got like 7 hours. I'm
Yeah.
like,
That is a
Yeah.
milestone. That is
And then-
awesome, dude.
yeah.
100,000.
100,000. And results not typical, right? But don't be typical. But I think that the key thing is that my next step, I want to be able to have duplication, and not just me make 100,000, but also you, everybody on my team, to be able to not only make that kind of money, but double, triple, quadruple the amount of money that I'm making. If you make more money than me, imagine how I'm going to feel. That's going to be my intention, my focus to be able to help my whole team and anybody that's watching this. So I know that you can do this.
Let's go ahead and wrap up.
Give a shout out to Miguel, by the way. Love you, Miguel. We miss you, brother. We'll see you next time.
Come on back. Come on back. All right, and you probably want to hang on to that thing, or mics at least. Hey, we need the mic still. Yeah, come on back. Just hang out right over here. Hang out right over here with the mics. Just be ready. All right, go ahead and sit down. Sit down. Sit down. And I'd like to hear from somewhere between 3 and 5, probably no more than 5 of you. There we go. So between 3 and 5 of you, I'd like to hear what your intentions are for the day, just so we can hear short form. We're talking 30 seconds to a minute, something brief, something punchy, so we can move into the content. Sound good? So who wants to share? Raise your hand if you got an intention for today that you haven't already stated on camera. Okay, right over here. Whoop. I was trying to get the camera there. So
My intentions for today is to create some content for some marketing, and also to have a one-on-one meeting with Will Wood.
okay, awesome. Woo! Yeah. Okay, who else? Right in the back here.
Mine is to contribute and help create a sales video that helps everyone win.
A sales video that helps everyone win. All right.
So I came the first day I said that I was here searching for clarity. So this is the 4th day. I had a lot of clarity, but it's time to put it down in an action plan. So this is my intention for today.
Okay, awesome. Woo! We have anybody else? We take 2 more, if there are 2 more.
My intention for the day is to break through any old feelings or energy that are lingering that I might be aware of or might not be aware of, something that has been brought up to the surface, and I can completely dissolve and move forward so that we can move forward in our business and life and help as many people as possible.
Okay, woohoo!
Hi, Kim Souza. My intention for today is to remain on my energy to remain on the positive side and keep it up so that I can be open to another breakthrough. And I really love the things that Will has been sharing, like about the goal setting. And I know he already went through that, but I would love to see like some more advanced techniques on achieving our goals.
Okay, all right. Woo! Well, we're going to dive right into some fun stuff. Yesterday in the morning, I think I ended with what I call the 3 levels of creation. And a lot of people get stuck in level 1, right? They just stay in the head. Second level, we start moving the energy through our mouth, first in private, and then out, we start telling people about what we're doing and where we're going. Isn't that attractive? Have you ever seen somebody who from the heart is just sharing where they're going and what they're accomplishing? It's like, wow, that guy or that gal's going places, right? And then the third thing we do is once we've got aligned, then we align through the heart and we send that energy out into the world through our hands or through our computers or through the actions that we're taking, and by taking aligned action, we get things done. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to give you techniques now for the first couple of levels of creation. I'm going to give you, like we've been doing, I do weird that works. Everybody okay with weird that works? All right, good. Yeah, all right, weird that works. That could be like a trademark, I think, right? So anyway, but for this first technique, this is a technique that that's really based in visualization. So if we're talking about, let me just draw this out here. Okay. Give him hair here, hang on. Okay. All right. What was that? Did we miss something? Okay. So, well, he's got like more hair than I do. I'm just saying, right? Less hair than some of you and more than me. So, so if we're talking level 1 creation, right, we're really talking about above, above the body and even really kind of above the mouth. We're creating with what we see and what we hear, and then what we download, what we think, right? So we're dealing with things kind of up here. And so this first technique is a technique that really works at level 1. And so I guess before we do this, it's really helpful if we have at least a value direction. So like when I teach about goals, the first thing that I teach is that we need a compass before we need an action step. And so when I say we need a compass, we need a general direction that we're heading. Now, I'm totally turned around. I have no natural sense of where like anything is, right? So like, where's north? Anybody know? In the room? Up? Yeah, right. On the map, it's like always up, right?
North.
Oh, wow, we got like people pointing in like 6. He looks very confident though, right? So I'm going to go with this guy over here, whether or not it's true. Okay, we're going to go like that way, right? So if north is kind of in this it's this way? Okay, we got a compass telling us more or less that way, okay? So this... The water's messing us up. I know, the water's messing us up. So if north is generally this way, if I want to head north and I'm setting a goal, I need to know if I'm pointing south, right? I mean, that's the first thing. Before I even look at an end point, I got to be pointed in the right direction. So like if in my business, I want to be going north to, commissions and to teams and to prosperity, and I'm actually pointed the wrong direction, wouldn't it be handy to know? Yeah. Right? So now your direction doesn't have to be particularly clear. Or it doesn't have to be like as clear as a goal. Like a direction is just like, I'm building a big team. That could be your direction. Right? My direction could be I'm going diamond. My direction could be I want 1,000 people on my team. My direction could be I want to make $10,000 a month. That just tells me if I'm generally on track or off track. Now, even when I have a direction, if I'm heading north, the question is, we're here in Florida, like, am I heading to Georgia? Am I heading to like northern Florida? Am I heading to Canada? Right? Am I heading to Iceland? Like where am I going that's north? And so that's the end point. And Dave does a great job in, which product is that in now that he does that? Is it in the Top Producer formula? He does it certainly in the Inner Circle, and he did it in the old 15K formula. But where does he talk about like goal setting and getting really clear on your outcomes? Which are the products? Somebody help me. 15K, Module 2, which is in the 15K is a bonus to Top Producer. That's right. Isn't that right? Yeah. So if you don't, team building formula. So if you don't have the team building formula, now would be a good time to buy it, because that's just like, I don't even want to try to go through that again, because like that was like a masterpiece. Wouldn't you guys agree? Yeah. That was really, really well done. Yeah, huge round of applause for Dave in doing that. So establish your direction and then establish your end point, right? Again, where are you heading specifically? And you want to be pretty specific about that. But once you've got a big destination, it's really handy to break that down into small steps. And the way I like to think is, what am I going to accomplish now that I'm pointing north, now that I know where my end point is? I'm heading to, let's say I'm heading to New York City, and this is generally north that I'm going. It's like, what is the very next thing that I accomplish by the end of today, specifically, to move me towards New York? So in NLP, we call that chunking. Chunking says we take something really, really big, and we break it down into itty-bitty little step. Our point of maximum power is in the present moment. Our point of maximum power is in the present moment. And that means that if we're too far forward in the future, and I know you guys have seen this, we may not actually get done what we need to do, right? It's like you can't play diamond until you've moved through the ranks. You've got to actually, like if I'm a brand new guy and I'm doing things that diamonds do, I may not get to diamond. right? I've got to first recruit my first person today, or I've got to first recruit 2 people today, or I've got to build up my team in a certain way. So there's steps in between. So the question is what do I do by the end of today, before the sun goes down, if you're like an early to bed guy like me, right? Usually. I've been like a little bit of a late to bed guy in the last couple days. But like, you know, if you're an early to bed guy, it's like, what am I going to do before the sun goes down? Or if you're a late night person, it's like, what am I going to do before, you know, tomorrow morning when most people wake up, right? You know, or whatever it happens to be, right? It's like, what am I going to do before I stop producing today? And that's the chunk we want to focus in on, okay? Once I've got that identified, the very first thing that I do is I blast my energy up, and then I work on visualization. Now, there's a lot of different techniques for visualization, but the visualization technique that I'm going to give you is really practical because it doesn't require really any special skill, right? Like, literally, my 7-year-old does this, right? And I've never seen anybody else teach this. This is a pretty cool little process. I've taught it now to about 150 people, and I started testing it on myself to see if it would work. I wanted to find, I like simple. I like things that are really easy to do. And so a lot of my clients would get lost in some of the more complicated visualization techniques I'd give them because it's like, wow, it's like I have to develop the skill, and how do I do it? And do I need to buy a recording? And maybe I need to pay somebody to do it. And so I was like, no, how do we get rid of all that and just make it so that like the brand new person who's never done any visualization, who's never really worked with their mind, can do it, so that a kindergartner could do it, right? And this is the technique that I came up with. I call it like doodle visualization, right? First step, make sure you're pointed in the right direction. Second step, look at your outcome, look at where you're going. I'm going to New York, or I'm going to $10,000, I'm going to Diamond. That's my end goal, but the reality is this is where I'm at today. And so my next step forward is what? Yeah, maybe lead capture. Yeah, today I'm going to capture, how many leads are you going to capture before the end of the day? 25. So his would be capture 25 leads by the end of the day. Actually, let's get a microphone. Let's get the microphone runners out, and I want to hear from like 5 of you. Let's give you like 30 seconds. I want you to jot down, and if you're at home, same thing. By the end of today, now bearing in mind that we're going to be here a lot of the day, right? So this is not like a BS thing, and this is not like I want to look good. This is like what you're actually going to accomplish by the end of today, big or small. Okay, I want to hear from 5 of you. What is that step? And is this a question or is this a comment?
The comment.
Okay, let's wait for the comments. Okay, and let's give everybody like 30 seconds just to like dial in. What is my, knowing where I'm going, knowing where my true north is, and knowing where my end point is, what do I got to accomplish by the end of today? What's the most important thing? And when you got it, go ahead and we want people raising their hand. Okay, let's pass out mics. And at home, I want you posting up, and let's get them here back in the room so they're right here with us. Okay, so you're right here with us. Leaders are looking at you. And we want to know, what are you going to accomplish by the end of today? No BS. What are you going to actually do, right? And let's hear from you. Who is first? I think in the back, right? So go ahead, train the cameras on him.
Cool. Yes, my name is Jaime Diaz. By the end of the day, I'm going to be gold for the first time.
Okay. Okay, now hang on. Don't take the mic from him, because I want to clarify. To become gold, what are the action steps that you need to take today?
Okay, through all this weekend, I've been like taking action with my team and see what are their goals, and they've been doing upgrades in the right way. So today I got the person that I need, and I think I'm gonna be gold by the end of the day. When I got here, I was barely bronze, and then I went to silver, and now I'm super close to be gold.
So is it a certain dollar amount you have to close?
Yeah.
What? Can you tell me what the dollar amount is?
Less than 2,000. So with one all-in that I'm gonna get now, yeah, I'm pretty much done with the goal.
So it's less than $2,000. So to be clear,
yeah.
Before we get to visualization, we need to be pretty specific, and we're not way out there. We're talking like end of the day, right?
Exactly.
So it's less than 2,000. I want you to find out what the exact dollar amount is.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask you again here in like a minute. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So literally, he's gonna take this. He's pointed towards gold. And we know what he's got to do by the end of the day, which is less than $2,000. Is going to give us the exact dollar amount here in a minute. And then here in a minute, we're going to help him visualize that. And that's all we're visualizing, right? Point of maximum power is in the present, right? Okay, cool. Thank you. Who's next? Right here.
All right. When I came here, my intention was to leave knowing how to have 100 leads a day.
Okay.
That was one of my intentions. So I came here with the purpose that I have 2 ears, 1 mouth. I'm going to listen. This is a perfect room for me to learn in. So by the end of the day, I'm going to have pestered every leader in this room about something. And I've already interviewed a bunch of them this morning, Tracy yesterday. I'm going to leave here with a piece of everybody. So I'm going to be a little bit of a Frankenstein by the time I leave today.
Well, let's be really specific, right?
Okay.
Because like everybody is pretty vague, right?
Okay.
And so I think when we're taking our steps, we're breaking down a giant goal into a little intermediate outcome, right? A teeny tiny little one. So how many people are you going to interview by the end of the day? Minimum. Let's do a minimum goal.
15.
15. Okay, so we know what the gentleman's got to do. Now, I don't know if we gave him a round of applause, but let's give these two guys a round of applause. Okay.
All right, so I said I need 25 leads. To get 25 leads, I've already got in my email. So chunking back, I need Wi-Fi. Tracy, if you don't mind, upline, so I can use my computer.
Right.
The people have already responded to me. I just need to send them the link now. So I've got about 100 people inquiring and asking me questions. So I just have to respond to them. By responding to them, I know that I'll at least catch 25 leads from that. From those 25 leads, I'm pretty sure I'll get a sign up in there. Right.
Okay. Cool. So he's got a specific number and he's got even a methodology. So is that specific enough to be able to visualize? Yeah. Okay. Huge round of applause. All right. And I want to hear from about 3 more of you, and then we're gonna run right into the exercise. And at home, we'll post up a couple. We'll read a couple of yours here in just a minute, and we're gonna read a couple from the live stream audience as well.
By the end of the day, I will record my first video for the new year and become diamond and empower with my husband.
Okay, awesome. So we got a new video, and then we have become diamond.
Same.
And do you know are you guys far from requalifying for diamond? No. Do you know what the dollar amount is yet?
No.
Okay.
Justin does. I think it's less than $2,000.
Is less than $2,000? Can you get a specific dollar amount for us?
Of course.
Okay. So we'll come back around to you. If it takes you a minute, that's cool. But we'll do that.
I can ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So the general direction is, let's say, diamond.
Right.
And then the end point is what?
What I specifically want. What's my specific outcome?
Isn't that still the diamond?
It may be. In this case, it may be still diamond, right? Because that has a real solid number qualification.
Okay.
Sometimes people want something like, I want more family time. Well, that'd be a direction, but that's not really an endpoint, right? I might say, well, I need to go gold or whatever to be able to get more family time.
Okay.
Right? Or I might need to build a stable team in this type of shape. So we always want to chunk it down to specificity. But in her case, I think her general direction and her endpoint are probably the same thing. Okay? Is that all right? Although her general direction may be somewhere beyond diamond, right? Okay. She may be shooting for something, whatever's beyond that, right? Go ahead.
I have create new bridge and welcome videos.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a great, might as well do it while we're up and with a great background. And
got like a fantastic background and stuff, right? So to create a bridge and welcome videos. Mm-hmm. So how many videos are we talking about?
2.
2 videos. 1 bridge, 1 welcome. Okay? And that's super measurable, super specific. Okay? Mm-hmm. So first off, thank you. And let's take one more. Let's take one more.
I'm going to make Boss Maker Silver by the end of the day today.
Okay. And what's the dollar amount?
About $1,000.
About $1,000. Can you get us a specific dollar amount?
Yeah, the internet is not.
I know the internet, like all the marble or whatever in this place, just like totally blow. My phone doesn't even work in half the rooms here. I mean, like, am I the only one? Right? No. Okay. It's like I'm like, what the heck? I feel like I'm in a bad commercial or something like that. Right. Over here.
The Wi-Fi.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Big round of applause for him. You have a dollar amount? Okay, he's got a dollar amount in the back. Let's hear from him. Right, and then those that I asked, just find your dollar amount because that'll help you through the exercise. And then we'll read a couple of people up here. Go ahead.
It's going to be exactly $2,010.
$2,010.
And I'm going to be gold. Yeah.
And you are gold. That's
yes,
right.
Yes, I am.
That's right. Okay, good. All right, round of applause for him for being specific. Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's read a couple of the live stream folks. Let's see. Something specific. By the end of today, where'd it go? By the end of today, I'll have a new headline on my pre-sale page that better speaks to my prospects. That's Leah. If I mispronounce your name, forgive me. Leon Carmi. And Sharon Christensen says, I'm going to make one bridge video by the end of the day. Okay, awesome. And one more. My goal is to be consistent with my 21-day challenge and go boss. Zena, can you tell us a little bit more about what you got to do to be consistent? And can you tell us a little bit about what you lack yet to go boss? So tell us what that gap looks like. That'd be awesome. We'll be watching over here. Okay? And that's good. So we just want to give you guys a huge round of applause. A huge round of applause for the live stream audience. You're right here in the room with us. Okay, so this is the doodle visualization technique. This is what we all did when we were like 5 years old anyway, right? In fact, my 7-year-old was just drawing. He's learning about fish in school, and then just the other day he drew out like this awesome thing with these fish, and he's like swimming underwater, like, you know, looking at the fish, and it's like super cool. It's like he's imagining, and as he's imagining, he's putting it down on paper. It's also a very kinesthetic way of visualizing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your specific outcome and you're going to doodle it. Now, you don't have to doodle it the way I'm going to demonstrate. I'm just going to demonstrate a way that I might do it, right, with one of the goals. And Desmond, can I use your goal? Is that all right? Yep. So it's 25 leads. Is that right? 25? So I'm going to go ahead and erase this here. There's a beautiful image. Hopefully somebody like took a picture or something like that. It's like artwork. Could go in like the Smithsonian or something like that, all right? Okay, so you don't have to do it my way, but basically you want to start doodling on a piece of paper an image that represents what you're going to create by the end of the day. It's active visualization. And so in my case, I would probably do something like this, okay, because I'm really good with stick figures. Okay, now this is Desmond, all right? Now we can tell it's Desmond because he's like super happy and he's got hair, right? Okay. And we know that's how we know it's not me, right? Because if it was me, there'd be like, no, Henry, let's put a nose on him because we don't want to like, you know, fault him a nose. Okay, so this would be Desmond, right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw like magnets because he's like a super magnetic guy, right? And he's like drawing these people to him right now, right? We're going to make like little awesome magnet things, right? And then I'm going to take other little stick figures that represent the people, because remember, what is a lead? It is a living, breathing human being with a heart and a soul, right? And so we're going to take these people, and they are being like, whoa, like magnetically drawn, you know? Whoa, right? Whee! Right? Sponsor me. Okay? And I'm actually going to draw, let's see, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got a few more. And we'll make them happy because we want happy prospects, right? Oh, we got a weird nose up there. What's that? It's like a horn or something like that, right? Yay!
Well, there's a devil in every bunch.
There's always a devil in every bunch, right? Okay. So, what was that?
Zena wrote you asked her to rate Every Day I Will Blog.
Okay, so Zena writes, Every Day I Will Blog. Follow and listen to all the materials in my back office and help me be a prosper and go for it. I will not let fear take over me. Okay, so Zena, does that mean that you'll blog by the end of today? Right? Tell us, and when she puts up a post, I want to know like when your blog post is going live, right? Okay, so tell us a little bit about when that's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to keep on doodling here because I want you guys just to see an example of one. And tell me, somebody tell me when we get close to the number of stick figures we need, right? Yay. Okay, we're going to draw these ones a little bit faster. These ones are also happy. And if I was doodling on my piece of paper, I would probably draw everything. This one's going to be saying yay, because this one's going all in. Okay. How many are we at? 18. Another yay. This one's going to go all in like 3 months. Okay. This it? Okay. And then I step back, and for just a minute, I might close my eyes, and I literally imagine just faces and people and hearts and then I imagine them just kind of being drawn into me. Sometimes I'll see like a little cord of light snaking out into the world, finding the right person, attaching right into somebody's heart and drawing them right into me, right? And that's the part that I do in my head. But my paper helps me do the visualization in the head. So who thinks this is cool? Okay, super cool. So whether you're here or you're at home, let's take a minute and you do it in your way. You don't have to use my type of drawing. You can use your own type of drawing. You want to make it meaningful, and ultimately what really makes visualization powerful is what's happening like here, right? It's like what's happening here, and then energetically what's happening here, right? So even sometimes what I've imagined, I've drawn like little connections like this into the heart, right? But go ahead and just take a minute and go ahead and just allow yourself to do a little doodle visualization. Not about something you're doing long term, but something you're creating today. Something you're creating today by the end of the day. If you're at home, do the same thing. Okay, and let's check and see. Did Zena answer? Somebody.
She's right there, that second to last.
Yeah, I see that.
She did a blog yesterday.
She got a blog up yesterday? Okay. I want to know what you're going to do today, Zena. Right? She wrote something. If you did, if you could put it up again, I'll be watching.
She said she started it yesterday, and then she said, I'll have it today.
Okay, you'll have it done today? Okay, cool. Will it be up today or will it be written today? Let me know, Zena. Okay. We're counting on you. Well, we are. You got big things in you. I'm going to do another 3 or 4 today. It will be up today. Done. Zena. Brilliant. Now get to doodling. Okay? Glad you're here with us. When you're done with your doodle, look up, but take all the time you need. Some of you go fast. Some of you take a little bit longer. So if I were Zena right now, I would be drawing out me posting that blog post. Maybe I'm sitting at my computer and there's a blog there or something, or however she wants to imagine that, right? Take another minute, go ahead and wrap that up. Make eye contact when you're done. Doodle your way to $1 million. It's a true story. Doodleization. I actually was thinking about calling the process that. I've never seen anybody teach this. Yeah. Doodleization. It works, though. It works. I tested it on myself and with a couple hundred clients, just under a couple hundred clients, about 150. You guys need another minute? Another minute? Let's take about another minute here. I know we can totally do it all day, right? But I want to get to some other cool stuff too, right? So take another minute, and then we're going to get the roving cam around, and we're going to interview a couple of you guys. We want you to show, if you're comfortable showing your doodle, we'll have you show us what you drew and kind of talk us through what you're seeing there, and then that's where we're going to go next, and then we're going to drop down. I'm going to talk briefly about the ears, and we'll drop down to the mouth. Is that all right? Okay. Okay.
Would you do this like throughout the day or just like one?
I generally do this once or twice a day. So he asked, do I do this throughout the day or once a day? I generally do it twice a day. I haven't done it in a couple of days because I've been here, but yeah, I think as often as you need to, I think what we're really doing is we're harnessing focus and intention, and we're doing that by doing a little active visualization process. Now, if you like a different visualization process, it's not a big deal. Like my wife really likes using vision boards. Right, and she'll put up like 4 images on a vision board, and she'll like zero in on one, and she'll like vividly imagine that thing. I think that works too. This is the way that I like to do it. And for those that have like ADD and stand in front of a vision board and are thinking about their list or something like that, or thinking about something else they need to do, this is a great way to keep engaged. Okay, is this good? So let's get a few of you that are wanting to share what you drew, and let's go ahead and start over here. Let's get a mic.
I don't know if you can see this. So my intention is to helping move my business to the next growth phase of my business. And so I drew me on top with me Facebook connecting with another leader. I drew a little crown on him.
Could we get his drawing up on the screen up over here?
And then I wanted to connect with the newest person who entered my organization and connect with them on Facebook.
Okay, cool. And talk us through your drawing because it's a little hard to see.
Yeah. So basically, I want to connect with people who are up and coming.
Okay.
And the newest person who's, I guess I should have drew him green, but he's blue.
Right.
But then I had like a son, and it's like, it's good. Everything's good. Let me just show you what's possible.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Huge round of applause for Lawrence here. Woo! Okay, we'll grab this. Who else? Okay, right over here.
Yeah, I got to show
and if you're at home, what I want you to do is I want you to take a picture of it and post it onto the Facebook chat. Yeah, take a picture, post it on the Facebook chat. We'll look at a couple of them here in a minute.
Okay, Kimberly Skinner, not an artist. And so my doodle has me there with my arms outstretched because I really want to lock in this learning about overcoming the self-sabotage cycle. So there's some orchids down there in the bottom corner. And those 5 little weird-looking things are actually books. So the video with the play button there at the top is I'm going to record 5 more interviews today for my little-known book series. I've been interviewing a couple of the leaders about what benefits they've gotten. So this is my way of, fulfilling my intention to get myself more visible, more out from behind the scenes and into my business. Everyone's laughing because our monkey Mojo just jumped on the cameraman, so that's always helpful.
He didn't drop the camera though, which was like super impressive.
But that's it, Will.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, not a little known monkey.
Huge round of applause here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get the mic over here to Chad.
Thank you. All right, so I have a mentoring group that I put on Facebook that I basically use it as a lead magnet to attract people into my business. And so I made an intention to attract 5 people total to get into my group today. So, and then I took this and I actually screenshotted it and posted on Facebook about this process. So.
Okay, sweet. So we got 5 people in the mentoring group. Woohoo! Let's do one more, and then we'll move on. Okay, right over here.
Okay. Can you focus?
Okay, let's see if we can get it here. I'm going to see if I can see it. Start talking us through it.
In the circle in the middle, we have Empower Network company with a social care department, And in the other places, we have different countries from the world that need our help. And all the people together in the company going to do humanitarian missions to help that people. So that's my goal.
Okay, awesome. Huge round of applause. Okay, so we've talked about what to do with the head. Now let's go into the ears. Right? There's an ancient saying that says, that belief comes by hearing. Belief comes by hearing, right? And so, and I believe this is true. Like, I've noticed this. Like, let's just again get by a show of hands. How many of you again go to an event where there's somebody else who's just radiating a powerful belief, and it's like it's contagious? You start to believe it. Come on, raise your hands up, right? How many of you listen to an audio, and by the time you're done listening to that Inner Circle audio, you're like, your belief in yourself is raised.
Every day.
Like every day, right? And so the reality is that if you want to increase your belief in what's possible, if you want to increase your belief in yourself, if you want to increase your belief in your specific outcome, you've got to find a way to feed your ears. Right? Because it's through our ears that we activate belief. It's through our ears that we activate belief. Through our eyes, through our ears, for sure. Right? And so I've shown you how to feed your eyes. Right? Now let's feed the ears. One way to do it is to buy the Inner Circle and to listen to an audio every day. It's the best way that I know in your industry to go ahead and to do that. The second thing that you can do is you can talk about what it is you want, which also activates the voice, which moves us down into level 2 creation, right? So we can activate our own belief by speaking what we want. Because when we speak, it's really a multi-sensory experience, right? We can feel it moving through the vocal cords. We can hear it, and we're also now projecting something out, right? We're projecting something out. And so when you speak, you can speak affirmations. Now, I could teach for 3 days on affirmations, but we don't have 3 days. We've got a few minutes. Maybe Dave's already down. I don't know. I didn't see him come down. But no, he's not. He's still up meditating. So I could talk for a long time about meditation, about meditation too, but about verbalization techniques or affirmation-based techniques. But I'm going to give you just a couple right now. One is that you can verbalize your outcome. You can verbalize your outcome. Right? Another one is you can ask yourself, in order to get my outcome for today, or even in order to get my outcome for the long term, what are the qualities that I'm going to, or what are the attributes that I'm going to have to demonstrate? Right? So for example, if my goal, if my long-term outcome is to go diamond, what kind of character attributes am I going to have to develop as a person? Maybe it's leadership, maybe it's consistency, maybe it's determination, maybe it's focus, right? And that's an area where I can start to verbalize who I am and what I'm all about. Now, we can do that through something like a King speech, but we can also create specific little phrases. So, for example, and I talk about this in one of my audios that I've done. I talk about, because of some events that happened when I was younger, I grew up with a limiting belief that I wasn't a very good leader. And that affected me for like into my 30s, right? Where I just was like, yeah, I'm not a leader. And I mean, it came from and it wasn't bad. I don't think it was ill-intentioned, but I was a Boy Scout, and I was made like a senior patrol leader, which is like, you're like the chief Boy Scout over like, a troop. And I was doing the best I knew how to do, and I was at a camp, camping thing, and like I wasn't good at like mobilizing some of the boys to do their chores, right? And so then one of the leaders came up and like yelled at me for like not having the boys on task. And then it was like in that moment I just decided, I was like, well, I'm not very good at this, right? Like, why did they even ask me to do this? Like, I suck at leading, right? And then I had a couple of, that was like at like 13 or 14, right? Now, at 13 or 14, are you fully qualified to make a decision like that? Right, and I was like, no, I was 13. That's what I should have decided. Like, I'm 13, I'm like a normal kid, and I'm like still learning, because leadership is largely a learned attribute. It's not something that we're just like born into. But I made this decision, like, I suck at it. And so what's interesting is that anytime a leadership opportunity came up in church, in community, in business, in my work, my job that I had, I would literally do things to like push it away and sabotage. Isn't that interesting? So one of the ways that I overcame that belief was literally to recognize that I had it and then start to claim something different, right? And to listen to things that would feed my mind. This is like in my mid-30s. I realized that's a dumb belief. I made that when I was like 13, right? Like I wasn't even qualified to decide if I was a good leader or not. I don't have enough, world experience. So I started to identify what's the quality that I need as a leader. Well, For me, just saying I am a leader, this is a real simple one, like I am a leader, was enough to start to wake that potential up inside of me. So I could go out and I could find audios that talked about leadership, but I could also start to claim it with my mouth, and then I could record it into my phone. How many of you have a recording app on your phone? Right? A great way to feed your ears is you get into a good state, you get your energy up nice and high, and then you shout it into your phone, or I am a leader, or I am diamond, I am consistent, right? I do what I say every day, right? Or whatever it is that are the qualities or the outcomes that you want. Short little punchy things, and then to repeat it over and over and over and over again. So we're going to do a little exercise. Right now, looking at your outcome that you just developed. And I want to see a couple of these. Actually, before we do this, let's look at a couple of visualizations. Oh, look at this. We got Boss right there. Big round of applause here for Ellen. Woo! Okay. Ellen, wasn't that a blast? Okay, show us another couple of these things here. Okay? Oh, here we go. I want to be consistent in generating leads by blog posts and Facebook traffic, giving myself the opportunity to help more people. Right? Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Right? That's like better than mine. Right? You can teach a seminar. There we go. Okay? Huge round of applause. Let's get a couple more of these here. Are there a couple more? Yeah, refreshing. Oh, refreshing them here. Okay, refreshing them. Okay, this is Leon Carmi. Oh man, that is beautiful. Okay, have a new headline on sales page. Woohoo! All right, yeah. Oh wow, this is like a board game. Okay, this is my vision for today, right? It looks like they're moving for. Oh, that is awesome. Isn't that great? No, that's like a funnel and people moving through it. Woohoo! Right? All in. We needed like an all in on that. All right. Yeah. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. Let's do one more here. One more, and then we'll move on. Okay. This is Doug. By the end of today, Sunday, why I joined Empower Network and why I'm staying. And we've got a blog, and we've even got some structure to it, right? Isn't that cool? All right, big round of applause for him, okay? Woohoo! Doesn't it feel good to do that? Doesn't it feel good to do that? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to develop some affirmations, right? The best affirmations that you can use are going to come from you. Now, basic 100-level affirmation training. You need to affirm, you want to make your affirmations short, right? So they should be like, in general, there's a rule of thumb, this isn't a rule, but like under 15 words, right? If your affirmation statement gets beyond about 15 words, it loses some force most of the time, okay? So itty bitty and short. I like mine like uber punchy. I am a leader. I am a leader. Like 4 words, right? That's a good one. You want it stated in the positive, not the negative. So that means that you don't want to say like, I'm not a loser anymore, right? Okay? That's like not a good one, okay? And why? And Dave talks a lot about this, but that's creating an internal representation of being a loser, right? Creates an image in the mind of being a loser. So it's, I am a genius, right? I am a genius. I am a hard worker. I am diligent. I am focused. Now, some of you are going to say, well, like, I'm not those things yet. It's okay. Okay? You're creating, and before we create into the real world, first we have to be able to see it or to speak it. And if you can't speak it, say it. Right? You want to say something, get her a microphone. Get her a mic.
I've actually written a lot about this specific thing about people who have issues with affirmations, and I always did because I'm not that. Yeah. And I was taught that because what do we say? Like, well, I'm a leader, let's say, and if somebody does not believe that, absolutely. Well, all of a sudden, thoughts attract other thoughts. Well, no, you're not, because you're this, you're that, you haven't done this and that, and you end up worse off than when you started. Yeah. A great transition phrase that I have found, and I've taught this, is to say I'm in the process. And I got that from Michael Lozzi. I will give him credit. But to say I'm in the process, because you can't argue with that. Right. So if you really struggle with an affirmation, just add that. Just say I'm in the process of that, because if you're taking any steps towards it, you absolutely are. Yep. And then you're not going to undermine yourself using your affirmations. Right. And so it's just a great transition statement if there's any affirmation you ever struggle with. I'm in the process of becoming a great leader.
Right.
Right, and so it's just a you want to be able to aid yourself instead of right. You want to aid yourself instead of undermining yourself with affirmations.
So this is kind of affirmations 201 or 301, where we say, I call it a tail ender affirmation. So if I say I am a leader, and then in my head there's a voice that says bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. It's
then
like,
you say, okay, I'm in the process.
Yeah. It's like you got to do something about that because you end up affirming that. But for now, we're going to keep it nice and simple, right? So if you can't say the strong statement, you can water it down, but don't water it down too much. I'm in the process of. I'm going to study leadership today, right? I have a leader in embryo that's developing, something like that, right? I'm in my gestation period, something like that, right? Yeah. So, okay, so awesome. Round of applause for Melissa. Okay, huge round of applause. Okay, comment here. I don't want to get Chasen too far away here, but let's do. Is it you that
actually a really good question on the board there?
Okay, wait. Is there too many affirmations you can say in one day, or more the better? This is going into 301. Okay, like a 301 conversation. Here's what we want to know. Really, we want to keep this basic and simple. A couple of affirmations directly pointed at what it is that you want today. Okay? Or what you want to create within a week or something like that. I change up my affirmations about once a week. And that's a conversation for later if we have time, okay? But for right now, I wouldn't worry about getting too many. I mean, what I would say is that focus does dilute things. Find the things that are going to make the most difference for you and focus in on those. And generally speaking, we're talking like 6 to 10, 6 to 12, 1 to 5. It can be one phrase. My leadership one was something that I just did every day for months, right? Till it woke up fully in me, right? And that's the way I think about it. We're waking it up. We're planting a seed, and then we're watering it, and we're waking up that potential inside, okay? Cool. Great comments, great questions. Anybody else? Okay, so let's do this. Two types of affirmations.